Hello everyone, it's Amy and welcome back for another Market Monday. Today I'm going to show you the kit that I have and I'm going to show you a few things that you can do with that kit. So we'll just get started. These kits are going to be $22 and that includes the shipping. If you are interested, send me an email. My email address will be below in the description box and I will let you know if I have any left. I have 5 of these kits. There are 11 items in the kit. And so we'll just get started. So the first thing that we have is this mesh, which I use as a background roller stamp, and I will show you that in a minute. I also use these, I paint them black, and I put them over top of a Christmas bulb, and then I put chain on them with a little bottle cap on the bottom to make a hot air balloon. But I don't have any of those to show you today because those are all gone right now. But just to let you know, you can paint them. Like I said, I paint them black because I don't like the green for the project I'm working on. But they work great also as a background color. So we have 2 of those. We have an envelope full of these different shapes. There's 3 shapes in here. There is one that looks kind of like a speech bubble, and then there is a small rectangle and a circle. And these are sticky on one side and then not on the other. And these are kind of see-through. They're a little bit milky colored, but still see-through. So maybe I'll show you what those look like. Maybe we should do them as we go. So this is the circle one. And so I'll show you how they are kind of milky. And what you can use those for is you can stick something behind it. Let's try putting this heart on here. Oh, well, that's really big to put the number behind it. Well, then we're just I'm going to flip it so we don't see the 6 and put that behind there. And then you can stick that on your project. I don't know how well the light's kind of shine. I don't know how well you can see that, but so those are really fun to play with. I like that they're a milky color because it tones back whatever you put behind it, and yet you can see whatever you put behind it very well. So we have those, and then we have a baggie full of these. These are like sponge, almost. They're not made out of cork material, but I use them in small bottles. If I have a small bottle I want a cork for and I don't have one, I just squish this and stick it in there. It does not make them waterproof. I don't think. I've never really tried that. And there are different sizes of those. And I also use them to stamp with. This is just a little bag I can use to show you what they look like. And those are not counted. They are just a bag full. So if I can get them out of here to show you some different sizes. And then we'll hope that my ink pads work okay. But you can use these as circle stamps if you don't have any. And you can just stamp that right on there, just like that. You can overlap them, which is kind of a really cool look. I like that look. So you can do them like that. And there are different sizes. So you can do different things with the different sizes. And that's what I use those for mostly. I also just use them in my mixed media also for different things. But so you have a bag of those, and let me see. Let me just grab something hard here. I have some paper. I'm going to go ahead and show you what you can do with these. I put them on a paper towel roll. And you can leave them this size. This is the full length. I usually do. But if you want to make different sizes, there are 2 of them. So you could maybe make a small one and, a medium one and whatever. Make a few sizes out of one and then leave the other one you know, large. What was I going to say? Oh, they're really great on the jelly plate. I love to use them on my jelly plate. Hopefully this is going to be hard enough to get that to work. No, I don't have a solid enough surface here. We'll do that in just a minute. And normally I use those with paint. So we'll just use the brown today because my blue is not very juicy. So then we have a bag full of these little spongy bits, sticky on one side, not on the other. I use those for stamps. And so here's one. You don't have to leave everything whole, remember that. So here is another one. I really like this one where I have the edges cut. And so we get a nice rectangle look to that. So we'll just see how that works. Just press those on there. But these pick up the ink really nicely. So we have a bag full of those that you can make different kind of stamps with. And I also use them for the feet on the bottom of boxes. They work really great for that. Then we have this one, and I couldn't find an extra one of these. So I don't have a sample, but I use these a lot of times as a speech bubble or put it at the top of a card and draw some lines with a little basket underneath like a hot air balloon. And I just stick them on cardboard, take the back off, they're sticky on the back, put them on cardboard, and then put a, I'll show you how to put a wing on the back, a handle that you can pounce them with. But these work really great for that, and there's 10 of those. And then we have a baggie full of velvet circles. I'll just show you the one that I've got open. There's 20 of those in there. And so those are velvet circles like this. Now they do have a little part that sticks out on each side. You can cut those off if you don't want those on there, so you just have a circle. And I use these a lot on the bottom of jars. Put that one over there. I use them on the bottom of jars like this so that my jar does not scratch a surface. Plus the fact of it just kind of, if you're making a project, it just helps finish that off. It just looks really nice. And I also put them on the inside of the jar. That one's not very centered now, is it? But just again, just for the looks of it, it's just got that velvet in there and it just makes it look really nice. And that's just a jelly jar. So, and then we have this size circle, which is again sticky on the back, foam on the top, and I use these a lot for stamps. Now there's 22 of those, and no, you don't need 22 circle stamps, but number one, you don't have to use them as stamps. I'm just giving you a few ideas of what you could do with these, because you know, the sky is the limit. These are recycle items from factories. They're factory cutoffs, and they're just fun to play with because there are no rules. They're not a project or a piece that you buy at the craft store that you're supposed to do this with it or that with it. These ones, whatever you can think of, you can do. I took one of those, I folded it in half, and I just cut a heart out of it. And because I wanted the circle with the heart in it, and then I thought, hey, I've got the heart too. I wasn't really thinking about that, but I wound up with 2 stamps with one of those. And we'll just grab our paper out here. I'll show you how to put a handle. Now, I just stick them to cardboard whenever I'm making my own stamps. Stick them to a piece of cardboard. They're sticky on the back, so just stick them on there. But you want a handle so that you're not trying to dip this in your ink and getting ink on your fingers. And to put a handle on there, you just take a piece of masking tape, hold on to both sides of it, and make a little wing. You just bring the middle together like this, and hold those 2 sides out. Make that little part stick. Well, that's your handle. So make that stick up in the middle, and now you have this handle. So now you can use this handle to just tap it on your pad and then put it on your project. And there is that one. Now, we're not getting the best. And again, I'm just going to hold those 2 little wings out there and make my handle. That one wasn't the best on there because of my background, but I figured it would be easier to show you as I go. Originally, I was going to show you at the end, so I didn't really have anything hard prepared to put them on. But I don't know what, oh, they really do stamp fairly well. So there we go. There's that one and there's that one. And then what you can do, oh, I wonder if I can get enough blue out of here. Come on. Let's really get some blue. Come on. Hopefully it's just not too dry. Because when you do something like that where you've cut that centerpiece out, hopefully we got it. We'll hold this up. You can put them back together with two different colors of ink. And then you've got a two-toned, yeah, we got it. You have a two-toned stamp. And those, you know, that's really fun to do. So, and then we have, so, and you can leave those just whole and do a whole circle. You can, we have a baggie full of small circles here. And there's just a small baggie because that's what I had in order to do the kits. But and they are different. Some of them will be different. There's a couple black ones and some gray ones. They're all the same size, a little bit of a different texture. But you can just make a plain stamp out of those, just like this. But you also can, what did I do with that? Here we go. I took one of them and I just cut it. I just went ahead and I cut off the edges on the top to make it egg-shaped. And then I just cut it in half. I didn't cut that piece out. I just cut a line like that. And then I just separated them just a little bit so there would be a line between it because I figured Easter was coming, so that would be fun to play with. What did I do? Oh, tape. That would be fun to play with on an Easter card. You could use different colors of ink and stamp all over the background. And again, these work really well with paint. So you put paint on a sponge pad and then you use that as an ink pad. And I do have, I'm going to just cut off the extra tape. That's what I do with really small ones. You wind up where the tape sticks out over the edge. And I really don't want it sticking out over the edge. So then I fold my handle down and then go ahead and cut around it and then pick my handle back up again. Now your handle's shaped a little bit, but that's okay. It's still plenty big enough to go ahead and use. So we'll just stamp one of these and I'll try and hold the paper so that it, now we'll see what this looks like because I haven't seen this. I hadn't seen the heart either, but there we go. Now we have that little egg. You could do that in all sorts of pastel colors. That would be fun. So that is what I do with those. And just to show you this one here. And there is that one. And I didn't really get enough ink on it, but it still works well. So that's that one. So we've been through these. Okay, now we have 7 of these. And I use those a lot as an ink edging, to edge my papers with. Just go ahead and get some ink on there. And again, I put it on a piece of cardboard because it's sticky on the back. And then I put a handle on it, which makes it really easy to hold. So you can also just use it to blend some color on your paper. I don't have much color left on there, but you can see that. And if you want to, you can even use it as a stamp, being that it's a sponge. It gives a cool texture. Can you see that? A really spotty texture. So it would be cool to maybe do 2 colors there. But that's what I use those for mostly. I use these for edging and for spreading paint and for ink blending. And whenever you're ink blending, always whatever you're using, start off your paper and then come onto your paper. Because if you take it and put it right directly on your paper and start blending, you wind up with a spot where you first set it down. Now these ones do work pretty good because they don't like hold a ton of ink on them. They do work if you start light in the middle of your paper. they do work good without leaving, like if you use the square sponge ones from the makeup department for your sponges, those ones will definitely leave a line. So that one, it did not leave a direct outline of this or lines from the edges, so they work really well for that too if you don't overload them with color. Alrighty, so then we have some tubes here, and it's just a bag full of tubes. And so what I do with those is I use those to make beads. I use them as a bead core, so you can wrap fabric around them. And I like to fray my hand-painted fabric, fray the edges, and then wrap them on the cores. Because with fabric, it's hard to get a nice solid core unless you make a paper core ahead of time. So this works really well to not have to do that. And so I use them for cores, and I also use them. This one is a core with paper wrapped around it and then just some beads. So you can, go ahead and use that as a dangle. And because they're tubes and they're clear, you can fill them. I just go ahead and loop a piece of wire, stick it through the middle, and then I feed a bunch of beads onto that wire, and then go ahead and wrap the other end. And I just put a little bead that's a little bigger than the tube on each end to hold them in there and just to give it a finished look. So I use them for that. I like that a lot. I think that those are really pretty. And then we have 21 of these. These make nice stamps. And remember, you can cut these up in any way, shape, or form. That's what makes them fun. So, but the one thing that I do with these is I like to just make a little geisha doll, tie a couple little bows on her little buns there, and, fold a little kimono, and I just think they look really, really cute. And that was the first thing I saw when I saw this. I have had people say they look like Game Boy things, or I don't know, I don't do that kind of stuff, but I've had a lot of people say that. I've had people say they look like spaceships, like in Star Wars. And I kind of see that because I saw the old Star Wars where this reminds me, but not this so much. So you could just cut this off, and then you would have the two sides. But, you have to just, it's like, I always, whenever anybody touches these, I always say, what do you see there? When I sell them at the farmer's market, because to me, this is what I saw. But there were just so many different things. And, the game controller and the Star Wars spaceship was the two things I got a lot. I think one person told me that they saw like a hairdo. So, we're all different and we all see so many different things. And that's why I say that when you get these things, I try and give you an idea, because a lot of people look at them and say, what am I supposed to do with that? And, the biggest thing is I can show you some things that I do with them, but that's not what necessarily what you need to do with that. What you need to do is whatever you see. And like I said, there's extras, there's more than one, so you can try them out lots of different ways and see what you think, what you think that you may want to do with them. And I do paint this type of, I got one here. So this one is painted. I'm going to use this as a frame. And so I just went ahead and I used two colors, and then I just clear coated it. But I'm going to, because it's sticky on the back, I'll be taking that off of there. And see, that started out black, but you can't tell now that it was black. And so you can use them for all sorts of different things. Your imagination is the limit. And, like I said, I just go ahead and, show you some of these different things that I do just to kind of give you a jumping off point if you don't know what to do with them. Oh, I think that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, that's one of those. Did I get... No, that's not the one with the ink on it. Oh, that's over there. Okay. So we have this kit. Again, the kit is $22. It is PayPal and USA only, because it's just too expensive to try and ship them overseas. If you are interested, send me an email. I will let you know if I have any left, and you can send me the payment after I let you know that there were, if I have any left or not. So thank you very much for stopping by. And remember that, you know, you don't have to have these things to do a lot of what I just did. Look around at the things that you have around or that you see at secondhand stores, and, you know, just imagine, what could I do with that? So that, you know, that's the biggest thing is that it's fun to create different things with what you have, like these stamps, or to use different things if you say, well, I don't have any of those Tim Holtz sponges or daubers. You don't have to have them, and you don't have to have these. You know, get a sponge and cut it into smaller pieces and just try it. And you know, if you get them very reasonably and it doesn't work, it really doesn't matter. Then you use it for something else and just go ahead and try something else. So thank you very much for stopping by. I really do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that you all have an outstanding day. Bye-bye.